So this product here, of course, is this our standard 6-inch downlight, what we call our quick light. You guys, I think, stock the standard CR1, not the quick light.
Yeah, you got some of these.
Okay, all right, okay, that's right.
You sold them on that.
That's right, that's right. So this is just a LED retrofit module, we call it. So we designed this to perform and aesthetically look very similar to the most common lamp used in a 6-inch aperture product, and that's a 65 BR30 flood. So you got a 65 watt incandescent lamp, which is 10% illumination, 90% heat. So you're getting about 650 lumens out of that 65 BR30. This is an LED product. This is 14 input watts, including the losses of the driver. This with the clear trim is pulling 669 watts, so you're getting, boy, let me think if I get that right, 58 lumens per watt out of this product. So you're
58 lumens per watt.
58 lumens per watt compared to 10 to 12 lumens per watt on an incandescent source, because it's all heat. It's all heat.
What's your life expectancy of something like this?
This is LM79 certified to meet the DOE and the IES. Our chips are LM80 tested, so using the LM80 data that they provide, the chip manufacturer provides to us, along with the LM79 testing, we are guaranteeing 50,000 hours at 70% of illumination. So at 50,000 hours, you will have lost 30% of illumination between the time of install up to that 50,000 hour mark. So it's still going to be a functional light source.
Right.
It's just after 50,000 hours, it's recommended by the DOE.
Do you give a warranty per years, or?
We have a 5-year warranty on our LED products within Philips Capri, and that includes the LEDs and the driver, not just one or the other. So if something were to fail, you just return it even within 4 years, 11 months for a complete replacement.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Rick, when you're dealing with standard lamps, incandescent, fluorescent, whatever, and they have their rated life of the lamp, it's usually based on if there was X number, 100, 1,000, whatever, tested, 50% of them would have failed by that rated life.
Correct.
Okay, with the LM70 testing, is that basically the same way?
LM79 says 70% of your illumination, so they factor how many LEDs may fail between 0 and 50,000 hours. So 50,000 hours says you're going to get 70% of your illumination. Okay. So if you lose an LED, you're still going to have that. And you got to think about it. LEDs. How many times have you actually seen a product where the LED itself fails unless it was not thermally controlled? Your computers, your indicator lights, truck turn signals, LEDs typically do not fail unless they're just not thermally controlled. This product, I'm going to pull this out real quick. The thing about LEDs is you got to keep them cool. This is the driver. This is the mixing chamber up here. There's a gang of 16 LEDs in the top. All of this casting is keeping it cool, and you can tell it's not getting even warm to the touch at this point because LEDs love the cold, but they hate the heat. So you gotta get the heat off the back. And LEDs, boy, I could really get technical on this. The way that an LED produces a unit of light, a photon, you have a negative type and a positive type of material, and based on what the color that you want out of the LED depends on the material. Some things are made out of what they call Allen gap, aluminum, and indium, gallium, and phosphate, and then they have InGaN, which is more of a red LED. What happens is the N type, the negative type, has an extra electron, and when you hit voltage on the negative side, it causes the atoms to come towards each other. On the P type, there's a hole in the outer ring of the atom, and in the N there's an extra electron, and what happens is that extra electron, when they get close, falls into the outer ring of the P, and when it does, that's when it releases a photon of light. What happens is that can also be very hot, and that's what they call the junction temperature, because that at that point is where it's creating light.
See, now you told me all of this, I can manufacture my own LEDs.
Perfect. You and 3,000 other places in China right now. Okay. So you got to keep it cool is really what it comes down to. An incandescent bulb, the way that they test an incandescent bulb is you take a batch of lamps, like Bill was saying, and you run them for 3 hours on, 20 minutes off. 3 hours on, 20 minutes off. When half of that batch fails is the rated lamp life. Now what that means is you're going to lose a bunch of lamps before 50%. And then you're going to lose lamps after the rated lamp life. So that's the acceptable. Now the thing about it is they're open air tested. They're not tested in any type of luminaire. There's a lot of lamps that have an integral driver or an integral ballast that are also open air tested to that same protocol. But when you put it inside a canister or a enclosed trim, you can expect that you're going to get lower life out of it because it's going to run hotter. Right. They don't test it in that application. Yeah. The other thing about this, 50,000 hours, here's what it does. If you have an aging community, and I hate to take the stress marketing on this angle, but you think about it. In fact, there was something on the news this morning in Memphis where a lady orders a pepperoni pizza every day. This is awfully interesting. And she hadn't ordered a pizza for 3 days. So Domino's came to wonder how come they hadn't got an order. She wouldn't answer her door. They banged on the door. She had fallen on Saturday and broke her hip.
Wow.
So you got to think, if you got an incandescent, so if this is 50,000 hours and a BR30 is roughly 2,000 hours, and if you put it on a dimmer, you can get a little bit more life out of it. You got a guy that's going to be on the ladder 50 times, changing that lamp over the course of this. So if the guy's retired, do you really want him on an 8-foot step ladder changing a lamp on a 10-foot ceiling? So you reduce the potential of the individual falling off the ladder getting hurt.
What's your color temperatures on this bulb?
Right now, this is 3,000. We're coming out with a 27,000. Excuse me, 2,700.
2,700.
2,700 and a 3,500 in the next 3 to 5 months. And we are finished with the UL wet location listing internally. We're just waiting on a notice of approval from Underwriters Laboratory that will allow us to put a wet location marking in this housing to work with this trim.
Okay.
So that you can put it in the shower.
All right.
And I think that covers everything.